Hello, dear viewers. You are on the channel where the scariest and most mysterious stories come to life. True events, dark legends, and fictional tales that will send shivers even down the bravest spine. Every story here is a journey beyond the ordinary. If you enjoy fear and the unknown, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to leave a like so you never miss a single story.
Today I will tell you a story that changed my life forever. This is not just a memory, it is the pain and sorrow of everyone who survived the terrible explosion at New London School in 1937. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit like. Stories like this must be remembered so that such tragedies never happen again. He woke up on the morning of March 18, 1937, just like any other day, getting ready for school in the small Texas town of New London. His name was Jack, and he was a student at New London School, a place that felt more like a second home than just a building. He remembered how that morning the halls were filled with laughter and chatter, students rushing to their classes, teachers preparing their lessons. Everything seemed so normal. He sat with his friends in the classroom, joking about homework and looking forward to the baseball game after school. He never imagined that within hours, his entire world would be shattered by a disaster no one saw coming. He heard the bell ring for the afternoon classes, and everyone moved through the halls, some to the science lab, others to the woodshop. He was in the woodshop class when he noticed a faint smell, something strange, almost like rotten eggs, but he didn't think much of it. He remembered his teacher mentioning that the school had recently switched to a new natural gas system to save money. He saw his friend Tommy plug in his sander, and suddenly, with a deafening roar, the entire building shook as if the earth itself had split open. He was thrown off his feet by the force of the explosion, debris raining down, the lights going out, and screams echoing all around. He tried to stand, but the room was filled with dust and smoke, making it impossible to see more than a few feet ahead. He heard the cries of his classmates, some calling for help, others sobbing in fear, and he realized something terrible had happened. He crawled across the floor, searching for an exit, his hands scraping against broken glass and splintered wood. He could hear the sound of sirens in the distance, but inside the ruins, time seemed to stand still. He found Tommy, who was bleeding from a cut on his forehead but alive, and together they tried to find a way out. He remembered the chaos, students trapped under desks, teachers trying to calm everyone down, but panic had taken over. He saw a hole in the wall where the explosion had blown out the bricks, and he and Tommy squeezed through it into the open air. He looked back and saw the school, or what was left of it, walls collapsed, smoke rising, and people running in every direction. He heard the wails of parents who had rushed to the scene, desperate to find their children, some already realizing the worst. He stood in shock, covered in dust and blood, unable to process the devastation that had unfolded in just a few seconds. He watched as firemen and volunteers dug through the rubble, pulling out survivors and, heartbreakingly, those who hadn't made it. He saw his teacher, Mrs. Carter, helping a little girl with a broken arm, her own face streaked with tears and soot. He realized that many of his friends were missing, and the fear in his chest grew heavier with every passing minute. He tried to help, moving bricks and calling out names, hoping to hear a familiar voice answer from beneath the wreckage. He remembered the sound of the explosion, a thunderclap so loud it could be heard for miles, shaking the entire town to its core. He overheard the adults say that a leak in the gas line had filled the school's basement with invisible, deadly fumes. He learned that when someone turned on an electrical device, it sparked the gas, causing the catastrophic blast. He saw people carrying stretchers, some with children who would never go home again, and the reality of the tragedy began to sink in. He felt numb as he wandered among the crowd, searching for faces he knew, praying for a miracle that would never come. He heard the town church bells ring, not for celebration, but to call the community together in mourning. He saw his mother arrive, her face pale with terror, and he ran into her arms, sobbing uncontrollably as she held him tight. He learned that nearly 300 students and teachers had died that day, making it the deadliest school disaster in American history. He attended funeral after funeral, the town draped in black, families grieving side by side, united in their loss. He saw the governor and reporters come to New London, promising change and answers, but nothing could bring back those who were lost. He struggled with nightmares, reliving the explosion every night, waking up drenched in sweat and haunted by the screams. He blamed himself for surviving when so many others hadn't, a heavy guilt that would follow him for years. He remembered the faces of his friends Tommy, Sarah, Billy, and wondered why they had to die so young. He found comfort in talking with other survivors, sharing memories and tears, trying to make sense of the senseless. He learned that after the tragedy, laws were changed to require gas companies to add a smell to natural gas, so leaks could be detected. He knew that this small change would save countless lives in the future, but it was paid for with unimaginable loss. He visited the site where the school once stood, now a memorial garden, with the names of the victims etched in stone. He placed flowers there every year, whispering prayers for his friends and promising never to forget them. He saw the pain in the eyes of parents who lost children, a pain that never truly faded, even as the years passed. He tried to move on, finishing school in a temporary building, but nothing ever felt the same again. He realized how fragile life was, how quickly everything could be taken away, and he vowed to cherish every moment. He told his story to anyone who would listen, hoping to keep the memory of that day alive and prevent future tragedies. He became an advocate for school safety, speaking at events and urging others to take precautions seriously. He watched as New London rebuilt, the scars of the past always present but the community determined to heal. He made new friends, but the loss of those he loved never left his heart, a quiet ache he carried everywhere. He learned to find hope in small things, a sunrise, a kind word, the laughter of children playing safely. He understood that grief would always be a part of him, but so would the courage to keep living and loving. He saw how the tragedy brought people together, neighbors helping neighbors, strangers comforting each other in their darkest hour. He honored the memory of the lost by living a life of kindness, compassion, and gratitude for every new day. He visited the memorial each anniversary, lighting a candle and remembering the friends he would never see again. He encouraged others to speak up about safety concerns, reminding them that one voice can make a difference. He forgave himself for surviving, realizing that his life was a gift he could use to help others. He promised to tell the story of New London as long as he lived, so no one would ever forget what happened there. He watched as generations grew up, never knowing the pain of that day, and felt both relief and sorrow. He believed that remembering the past was the best way to protect the future, and he urged others to do the same. He thanked everyone who listened to his story, knowing that each listener helped keep the memory alive. If his words touched you, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let more people learn about the New London tragedy. Share this video with your friends and family, so no one is indifferent to the importance of safety and remembrance. Leave your thoughts and feelings about this story in the comments. He would love to know how it made you feel. His mission continues, sharing real stories so that no one is forgotten and past tragedies are not repeated. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode. There are many more important stories ahead. Until next time, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and let the memory of those lost always live in our hearts.